Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. There is a best night for a first date. I know some of you are thinking that it's Saturday date night. No, Saturday's a great date night once you're dating in a coupledom. But today I want to share with you from my experience sending out thousands of dates because you know I'm a matchmaker. Planned thousands of dates for clients and people I've found to match them with. And early on, I recognized that some of those dates were having great responses, and they were most often on this particular evening. Not an afternoon, but an evening. Today, I want to share with you what day of the week that is, along with some other scheduling tips that I think you'll find useful if you're putting yourself out there dating. If that's at all interesting or intriguing, I hope you'll stick around because the day of the week that is best, that's what's on the agenda. So as a matchmaker, my goal is yes, yes matches. That means that I can't have one person saying, yes, I want to see him or her again, and the other person saying, nice, but no thanks. I only succeed when both people want to see each other again, and that leads to a second date. We're sending people out very often on Friday, Saturday afternoon, Sunday evenings. I still do kind of like Sunday early evening dates. Starts early, you get home in a reasonable time for having to work on Monday. If you did have an activity, oftentimes it ends late afternoon, so sometimes that works. But that wasn't the day of the week that had the best yes, yes results. That day of the week was Thursday evenings. And it's not important just to know that it's Thursday evenings. You need to know why and some other scheduling tips. I'm not sure if it matters at all, but I think you should bear in mind that all of the dates I plan for clients are blind dates. And I know that people are showing up with anticipation and without any idea what this other person looks like, but I could also argue that many of your online dating dates, the ones where you meet people from a dating app or a dating site, are very close to blind dates because you still have expectations that you've created in your mind and aren't really sure what this person is going to look like when you show up. So if you're thinking at any point that, oh, this is because they were blind dates, I don't think so. A few reasons that Thursday nights are best. First, they're still evenings. It's got the romance factor. It's not a Saturday or Sunday afternoon cup of coffee. Low pressure, but also low romance. It's an evening date. Romance in the air. It's darker outside, perhaps, depending on the time of year and where you live. There is a vibe of ambiance that can be involved in a Thursday evening date. That's number one. Number two is that it's kind of got a weekend vibe at the end of the week. It's not Friday, but Friday is a party night for a lot of people or a recoup party. This is still a weeknight, but also an end of the week vibe to it. It feels like it almost falls in the perfect place in the week because of that it's not the beginning of the week, it's not the middle of the week, it's the end of the week. So it's close to the weekend and you have that anticipation of the weekend is almost here, yet you're not giving up your weekend. Ideal. And why don't we want to give up our weekend? Well, that's a whole nother thing too, because a lot of people who are single and do have a social life, some people are busy on the weekends. Those are the days or evenings that they book tickets if they want to go see a musical performance or go see a play or get movie tickets. They have plans with a friend to do those things, not on Thursday nights, on Friday or Saturday. Kids' birthday parties, family get-togethers, Saturday, Sunday. Anything that you plan in advance for your social time is usually booked on a Saturday or Sunday. It's harder to find time for people to date on a Saturday or Sunday. Friday nights you could get lucky, but you know what? Friday nights, next reason, really busy places. It's swamped on a Friday night. People go out after work to begin their weekend. You can't find a place to sit oftentimes, so everybody else is out there. It's like the reason I grocery shop at 3 p.m. because all the moms go home to greet their children from school, and there I am alone at the grocery store. Same thing with Thursday nights. You can avoid the crowds because not everybody thinks of it as a weekend or pre-weekend like we do. Next up, on a first date, I don't want you out past midnight anyway. And this gives you a natural, reasonable end time for the date. For most people, that's 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock, if they have to get to bed, because they do still have to work on Friday. So you don't fall into that trap of making the date go on, overstaying your welcome, going to the next location, and maybe the next location. It's happened where the person says to me the next day as a matchmaker, I really got to spend a lot of time with him, and at 1 a.m. when we were hitting that third place, he was still all wired. I think he's got way too much energy for me. More opportunities for things to go wrong, for them to see too much, with too much excitement perhaps, and it ends before it's even begun, where I think it's always better to leave them wanting more. And hey, you know what? The next day after this date, get home at a reasonable hour, the next day is TGIF. I mean, that's got to be a great day. Oh, another thing I just thought of is if things go well on this Thursday night first date, it's 3 days away, Sunday. So perhaps they do want to go for a hike or a walk, grab some coffee and take it somewhere on Sunday. There's still room in the week to get together if you really can't wait to see each other again within that same week before the whole work week starts up again. That was another great one I hadn't thought of till right now. But I had thought of the fact that it's low pressure. It's not even a weekend. It's a pre-weekend. So people aren't having the same expectations of giving up their one Saturday night of the week to meet somebody new. And they want it to be so romantic because it's their Saturday night date night. That's a lot to put on a date with someone that you haven't even gotten to know yet. This is your first date. So takes the pressure off. It's just Thursday. Tomorrow's TGIF. And the weekend is yet to come. You know how sometimes for some people, spring is like the best time of the year because all the good stuff is ahead of you, right? You know that summer's coming, so you have all of the spring and all of the summer. What a great time of the year on the beautiful weather days in spring. It's fantastic. There's so much good on the horizon. That's a Thursday night. And I think it's good to start with the Thursday because once they're offering you their Friday and Saturday nights, you know that things are moving in the right direction. And that's very exciting and a telltale sign of how they're feeling when instead of getting together with family and friends and reserving that for important things, you're part of and one of those important things. I think that's an exciting stage in a relationship. If you've got another few minutes to spare, I wanted to recommend this episode for you. These are 7 questions to ask after date number 3. And if your first date is on Thursday night, you're bound to get to date number 3. Mom is asking nicely for you to give the episode a thumbs up with a like. I would truly appreciate it if you would take just a couple extra seconds and hit that subscribe button before you take off. I'll look forward to seeing you back here again soon. And until next time, have a good one.